Russia and China vows payback is coming to America and Israel. Trump responds after the bombings in Iran. We're going to look at what's going on over here. Salute. It's your boy, the Red Baron, a.k.a. Harry Pothead. You know what I'm saying? A.k.a. McMahon. Okay. Before we get into it, let's go. I want to go back and I want to look at this Clinton, former president, Ronald Reagan Clinton, a.k.a. Bill Clinton, testifying before the House Oversight Committee's Epstein probe. Because I'm hearing noise about maybe this is like a not necessarily let's not say a cover up, not saying cover up or anything like that, but maybe this is a distraction that they saying, we got to look at all angles when it comes down to this politics and these people that's running our country out here. All right, let's see if he squirms under pressure.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace from South Carolina, thank you for being here with us for hours today. I know it's been a long day, and I know that we're going
to talk about Tucker Carlson and his theory on why this war is taking place, and I'll give y'all my opinion a little bit later.
Wrap up soon for you. Did you know one of the witnesses who testified in the Epstein cases that Epstein said, you quote, like them young? Why would Epstein say that about you?
Are you asking his opinion? You're asking him to think about why Mr. Epstein would say something.
She a mad dog. She ain't gonna even let him answer. I like that.
Why would Epstein say that about
she's asking you to try to be in Mr. Epstein's mind and guess at what Mr. Epstein would have thought about.
Clinton likes them young, referring to girls.
What do you think he's gonna say? He did like them young.
First of all, that's not true.
What's not true?
That
I like them young.
I have any interest in underage.
I didn't say underage. I said young.
But it's still not true.
Is an intern young?
Yes.
Okay.
At my age, anybody younger than I am.
Did you know Jeffrey Epstein instructed a witness to deny you were ever on his island?
He didn't have to, since I was never there.
Did you ever travel to Zorro Ranch?
Is that the one in New Mexico?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Have you ever flown on anyone else's private jet 26
They got his ass under fire.
times or more for overseas trips?
I have flown as many miles on other jets, but never with as many stops.
How many other people's planes have you used, like Epstein 26 times or miles, etc.?
Yeah, they got the candle under his ass.
I don't know. I did with Steve Bing, who's now deceased, and probably with 4 or 5 others.
Okay. So maybe about a half
Yeah, nigga, answer up. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till they get Obama.
dozen billionaires total. So how many dinners did you have with Ghislaine Maxwell or Jeffrey Epstein in attendance?
She's asking to the best of your recollection.
I have no idea.
And they sitting out here talking about Trump. Look at this creep.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever discuss sexual misconduct allegations made against you with Epstein or Maxwell?
Never.
Did Epstein or Maxwell ever offer to help manage or silence women who made sexual misconduct allegations against you?
No.
Did Epstein or Maxwell
I want y'all to pay attention to his lawyer's face.
ever offer financial support directly or indirectly to legal defense funds related to impeachment proceedings or civil actions against you?
Not to my knowledge.
Do you think a young girl massaging a president is unusual?
She said, do you think that a young girl massaging a president's nether regions is inappropriate or not?
Do you think a young girl massaging a president is unusual?
So are you asking his opinion?
Well, he was massaged by a young woman. I'm asking if he thinks it's unusual that a president, sitting president of the United States, leader of the free world, that
So I'm
it's
sorry,
unusual.
are you speaking to, are you talking to the instance of the
Yes, is it unusual that a young woman
Messy ass fucking politicians, man. Damn, man.
Massage
We're gonna get deep today, y'all. Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up.
that occurred while he was not president? I'm just trying to understand. You said a president of the United States?
Former president.
Thank you. Just trying to make sure we're
Look at his face. He almost looks like Biden. Like he has that distant 30-yard stare look, and he's never been to war, right?
correcting the
Are you
time frame.
filibustering?
No, I don't need
Okay.
to. I'm actually trying to make sure
How you feel about
that
it?
as
Pretty
you,
clear. He said he
you
was
said he was
young-
a sitting president.
Excuse me, could we just please go one at a time? Thank you.
You said a sitting president. I want you to
Look how you drank that water. He took a big gulp. Look.
was a sitting
Like he act like he was brushing his teeth with that water. Look.
president.
Excuse me, could we just please go one at a time?
Look at him. You heard that shit. You heard when he gulped. Tricky.
Pretty clear. He said
You said he was a sitting president.
Excuse me, could we just please go one at a time? Thank you.
You said a sitting president. I want you to be clear so that when he answers
former
you,
sitting
the
president. How
record
do
is
you want to
clear.
do it? Is it unusual?
I have no idea if it's
Trying to put his ass in a trick bag.
unusual.
Objection calls for speculation.
I figured. Did you ever think that all these women around Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell was odd, unusual, weird, or creepy?
There weren't all that many around when I was there.
How many would you say?
Show of hands. Type ones in the chat if y'all already seen this. Because this is this is why I always go to congressional hearings and stuff. Because these motherfuckers try to hide this shit and they are ratchet as shit. These are the people that's controlling our country. Now I know y'all used to seeing this guy. This is Bill Clinton, right? Ain't he the same dude that was getting head under the table? And they try to throw so much on Trump. But we're gonna get to Trump in a second.
It's not all that many.
I think on this big plane that was working long hours, having 2 to 4 people on there, I thought was, as far as I knew, they were all helping.
Flight attendants in tank tops and jeans, right?
No,
Do you believe you were a victim of a Jeffrey Epstein intel operation? Do you think that you might have been like caught up in some of what he was maybe potentially doing?
Uh-oh.
Excuse me, Congressman, which question are you asking?
I'm asking
Intel
if the
operation?
Alfie,
first of all, I don't,
some type of intel operation. I'm just curious because it's been speculated on today and
I
yesterday.
understand.
they can't save your ass. The people who watched this already, man.
He may have been an intel asset. Do you think, perhaps knowing what we know now, the proclivity of it all, that he may have been targeting you as part of an intel operation?
I doubt it.
In 2019, you stated after he was arrested, I guess this would be the second time, you stated you knew nothing of Epstein's, quote, terrible crimes since you only met, quote, briefly on only, quote, 2 occasions. Was this statement false?
Excuse me, Congressman.
That's not accurate.
Look at his confused face. Hey yo, double tap the screen for me, y'all. Let's get the likes up. And also answer the question in the poll, man. I'm really curious, man. Once we get to 100 votes, I'm going to read it off and I'm going to start a new poll. Salute the Hood TMG in the building, Alfie in the building.
record,
Can you
that
please
statement?
share us what you said?
Yes. In 2019, as reported by the media,
Which media?
this says this is the
Could you share a copy of it, please?
Daily Beast. It says the
What city y'all watching from? If you're new here,
title of this is Bill
subscribe to the channel. Go hit the 3 dots at the top right. That's where the like button is at too.
Clinton failed to mention his intimate 1995 dinner with Epstein.
We can give counsel and the witness a moment to review the exhibit.
Well, we'd like the statement. I mean, he put
Yeah,
out
I
a
don't know
statement
anything about that.
in 2019, full statement.
And it will,
That's the default. They told him, listen, man, if you start to get too confused, Bill, hey Billy, just say I don't remember that. That's untrue. Okay, that's how go-tos today, guy. All right, go ahead, keep on going with the likes. Let's get the likes to 100, y'all, and let's get them votes to 100. Is Trump doing, quote unquote, God's work? Yes or no? What do you think? So far, we have 34% of the people saying yes. 56 of the majority is saying no, he's not doing God's work, and 10% is on the fence.
be marked Exhibit 22.
So to be clear, your
Likes up to 100, man. We got 50 something. I think 50 something votes.
the basis of your question is a news article with respect to the Daily Beast as to a dinner. Is that accurate?
Nope, it's a question in the first paragraph, which reads, hours after Jeffrey Epstein was arraigned Monday on several sex trafficking charges, former President Bill Clinton publicly downplayed his relationship with the pedophile financier saying he knew nothing of his terrible crime since they only met briefly on 2 occasions.
And that's in the Daily Beast.
Correct,
that
which
not
is in
correct?
your hand right now.
Great, that's what I just said.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, what would
What's
you
your
like to
question?
know?
So my question is, you stated you'd only met Jeffrey Epstein in 2019. You said you'd only met him on 2 occasions. Was this statement false
To be-
when you made
To
it?
be
2 occasions. That's day and night. I only met Jeff only on these 2 occasions. Only you can make it right. Get under the table, baby.
clear, this is a news reporting that is saying that that's what he
Did you
said.
make this statement in 2019?
Congress-
My bad. No Monica Lewinsky.
Would you put in the statement that he made? This is a news report.
Okay.
It's double hearsay.
Did
So
you make this statement in 2019 as reported by the media?
So you're asking whether or not he made a statement to the Daily Beast.
Nope, it says, quote, it's quoting him or his office, et cetera. Are you denying you made this statement?
It's quoting a sentence. If you put in the entire statement, that's all we ask. To be fair, give him the statement, not somebody's report on it. I have no.
He has an army of lawyers protecting his ass right there, and it still can't confuse the everyman. We not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people out here, man. Some of these Americans, man, watch their family members, they mama and father smoke crack. You know what I mean? Some of these people, families is stuck on fentanyl. You know what I mean? Like, for real, you can't pull nothing over us. We can see. I don't give a fuck how many lawyers you got. We know when you're foul.
Idea what the Daily Beast take is.
There was a statement that was released that was broader than this, and
It'd have been better having Hillary sitting there with a fucking arm up his back.
they relied on only a portion of it. They relied on only a portion of his full
And that's the
statement.
portion I'm focusing on.
Well,
He said he
then-
only was with Jeffrey
So it's
Epstein on 2
actually a
occasions.
misrepresentation of his entire statement.
Well, can you let your client answer the question?
Well, can you ask it in a way that would make it clear that what you are
I'm being
actually
very
asking
clear. His statement said
is
he
the
met with
broader
Jeffrey
question of
Epstein.
what did he say?
He said he briefly met with him only
No,
on 2
The
occasions.
Daily Beast selected that piece
So are
out.
you denying that the president made this statement?
What I'm saying is that there is an entire statement. That's the statement on which the president spoke to.
Would you like to provide it to this committee?
We're happily to provide that committee. It's
Okay,
been
I would like
publicly
to ask
reported.
the president this question. Was that a false statement that you made in 2019 that you only met with Jeffrey Epstein briefly on 2 occasions?
Object to the basis of this question.
Wait.
Asking you, did you only see the motherfucker twice? It's simple.
You're asking him about a news article, not the
It's
statement he
quoting
made.
him. It's quoting the president of the United
Quoting
States.
a
Are you
sentence.
Are you denying the president made this statement?
I'm telling
101 votes. We have, is Trump doing God's work? A large portion, 53%, and I have a lot of conservatives that's on my channel. Everybody knows MAGA over here. But why is it leaning? We're going to explain that in a little while.
Are you denying he
No,
made
I'm
this statement?
telling
I
you-
want to know.
No, I'm telling you that
Are
the
you
president
making a
made a
false
full
statement
statement. You are selecting a piece of it. Let's put in the
My
entire
source-
statement he made.
I wasn't in federal office in 2019. I was not a part of this committee. I was a state house rep from Goose Creek, South Carolina. And I'm quoting open sources that I have. To the best of my knowledge, I'm not rich with a bunch of attorneys, okay? I'm doing the best that I can to get the information I can. And I'm asking if the president was telling a lie in 2019 when he stated to the public he'd only met with Jeffrey Epstein on 2 occasions.
He did not
Will he finally answer?
Say
say
to
that
the
only
public,
in
you're
the statement,
misrepresenting.
Congresswoman Mays. Let me be clear. Not asking about your right to ask him any question, but don't do it on the basis of a news article. The news article is quoting his statement.
So is the news
It's
article
quoting-
lying? Is the news
it's not
article
lying.
false?
The real question, Jimmy, is does she know that he was getting head under the table?
It's false if you take it to mean what you say, which the statement did not do.
Do you understand English?
I
Seriously.
think I do.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
from
you
South
do.
Carolina, but I think I do.
Did you make a statement, Mr. President, in 2019?
Now that's very far-fetched, Bidwells. That's far-fetched. Trump is doing his own work, covering up his crimes. Nah. DMW in the building, y'all.
Only met with Jeffrey Epstein
Wipe your feet, y'all. Respect that man. Shots.
twice.
That-
I'm asking a question a different way.
I have
Why don't you just listen? Hey, lady, don't add the magazine thing. Just ask him directly. Was you only there twice?
no idea, but I think that when I answer that, I don't believe I remembered anything about meeting him in 1995.
So when making a statement about Jeffrey Epstein in 2019, would you have checked with your staff on maybe White House logs about the 17 times he visited, dinners you had with him, fundraising that you did with him, fundraising dinners he was on, you were on his flights 26 times. Would you have checked with your staff before making such a statement, or would you just?
Congressman Mason, what
Uh-oh, that's a very big contrast from 2 times, sir.
statement are you talking about? Are you talking about the
Statement.
entire statement that he made in
Ms.
2019?
Mason, can I just ask you
know
for the,
what it is.
Ms.
I
Mason,
don't
can I
know
ask you for the
something like
record?
Like, where's Hillary when you need her?
Excuse me.
Ms. Mason, can I ask you for the record? Can you read the article into the record, please?
I'm not going to read the article into the record.
Well, Ms. Mason, you are indicating that this article misrepresents the piece. Could
You have
you read
not
the
asked
article
anybody
into
to
the
read an
record?
article into the record. I'm not going to do that. You've
Well,
not
this
done
is the
that yet.
basis
I'm not
on which
going
you
to.
rely.
You're not in charge of me. I am quoting
I'm
from
not
this
seeking to be in
article.
charge of you. Believe me, that is something I would not at
Don't
all
even try.
seek to be. So I want to be respectful. But I
Counselor-
am asking, if you're asking him to speak to this, can you please put the
His face.
entire article
We used to have a saying when we used to roll dice in the Bronx in Harlem. Look at his face when he ace.
on the record?
The entire article is in the record as an exhibit. What exhibit number is this?
22.
22.
And yet,
Counselor.
It's already in the
question
record,
has been
Counselor.
clarified.
Keep voting, y'all. I'm trying to see something, man. And by the way, you know, if y'all asking me, what's this, you know, some little kid called me. They said I look like Harry Pothead, man. You know, fuck your life, shorty. You know,
To reflect only the small portion
I call myself the Red Baron today. Double tap screens, get the lights up. My
of the larger
boy Harold just pulled up, man. You know what I'm saying? Act like you know something.
statement to whatever extent the
That's
witness
handsome fellow.
is able to answer to his recollection of that portion of the statement and any preparation that occurred to make that statement.
so in other words, what you have just articulated, that the question's been clarified by Ms. Mace or by you, that what is intended is to actually only be speaking to the selected piece out of the entire statement that was released by the president's office. Is that what you're clarifying?
That's what I'm focused on, yes.
Okay. So if you read this, you really want to know is if
We're looking at former President Clinton testifying before the House Oversight Committee and about the Epstein probe. You know what I'm saying? Hillary looks bad too.
I was at a dinner.
No, I don't. My question
We're
is,
not gonna go too far down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna let y'all know, right? We you know, I'll carry this shit a little bit later, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. You know what I'm here for? I'm here for the funk. Bust the funk. Own the funk. You know what I mean? We here for the bullshit. We here to go down the rabbit hole and uncover some shit. All right? So what I'm gonna show you after this is gonna blow your mind because you know I know a lot of my people are diehard MAGA, but you gotta start questioning yourself. Like, why the fuck did we get pulled into this? Can you give me a direct answer? No. Only thing you do is tell me what you read in the news. So I'm gonna show you what's really going on.
Ron
Statement.
Perlman
No, sir.
gave.
no, sir, I'm not asking about that dinner.
I promise you, if you're new here, if you've never seen my channel, by the time I'm done, in the next 20 minutes, you're gonna be like, my boy is wilding. Y'all don't think I'm like Candace Owens trying to get executed out this bitch or something. The shit I'm about to show y'all.
Asking about the statement at the beginning of the article. I would like to ask another question. Your statement in 2019 about only meeting with Jeffrey Epstein on 2 occasions briefly.
That is not
was
a correct, I'm going to object to that characterization.
I
That is
believe-
not what the statement says.
Okay, so
Well, he didn't start World War III. You know what I mean? And you know, if you didn't hear what the psychic said earlier, she said, we ain't not going in. This shit is about money. Y'all don't understand. Y'all better get y'all some. If you're not invested, if you're not investing, if you ain't make some money in the last month, then you've been under a fucking rock and you're duly uninformed. You know what I'm saying? Highly uninformed. Hey, but what I learned is that you can't give a nigga money. You know what I mean? I try to give. Let me say something. You give a nigga something for free, he ain't gonna appreciate it. You know what I mean? That's why we don't need reparations. Y'all think I was trying to be mean when I said that shit? The fuck? Every person I gave a handout spit in my face, bro. People don't respect free shit, man. They don't respect free shit. You gotta make them dig. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hit different when you gotta work for it.
You're reading the Daily
Yeah.
Beast article.
So to be
which is
clear,
a leftist rag, by the way. And on the 3rd paragraph down, it says,
I ain't no blind follower, man. I want direct answers, man, and I don't like lies.
Monday's statement, Clinton said he had only, quote, one meeting with Epstein in his Harlem office in 2002, and around the same time made one brief visit to Epstein's New York apartment with a staff member and his security detail. Those are the two
That
meetings
is in
that were
addition to this.
referenced.
So the Daily Beast, Bill Clinton failed to mention his intimate dinner,
statement
1995 dinner
described
with Epstein. That's by Pilar Melendez.
Talking about Trump. Look at this sorry bastard. Look at this sorry bastard. Y'all acting like y'all heard about Trump getting his dick, getting head. You know what I'm saying? From the interns and all that. Y'all act like y'all heard that. Y'all heard about that with this dude. But yet, y'all try to fucking vote his wife. And man, I don't believe you people.
On the 11th of July,
You people, but you know who I mean by use people, right?
2019.
All right, Mr.
What?
President.
Crazy ass Democrats, man. Y'all the worst motherfuckers, man. Y'all just y'all psychotic. But this right here is above y'all pay grade. So just follow me.
Your statement saying, only met with Epstein briefly twice. Was that part of an effort to cover up the close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein,
Object
correct?
to the form of the question. It misstates the record.
She's asking if you were trying to mislead the public.
Oh, no,
Okay. How many times did Ghislaine Maxwell visit your home in Chappaqua?
I have no idea.
Who invited her?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how, she may have been,
Mr. President, that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how rich this motherfucker is, but I remember everybody that ever been in my crib.
Hillary had political events there.
Okay. So is it in
Especially when I was fucking.
is it to your knowledge, was she at your home in Chappaqua likely because your wife had her over for Senate events? That's what you testified earlier today, correct?
That's not what he testified, but please ask the
I would
question
like
as
him
to
to
what he would
clarify.
actually, thank you. I appreciate that.
I do not know, but if you are
Mr. President,
implying the reverse, I will volunteer something. She was never at my house in Chappaqua for any personal reasons.
Oh shit. This is a slick talking son of a bitch. Well, look how he leaned back after he said that final thing. He just flipped it. This is what you call deflection. He didn't ask you what was the intent of why she was there. Said, was she ever there? This bastard is slick.
Was never at my house.
Well, he's slicker than Nixon.
Implying the reverse, I will volunteer something. She was never at my house in Chappaqua for any personal reasons.
I didn't.
Pompous entitlement that comes from that fucking statement. And if you motherfuckers don't understand what I'm saying, that's your business. But the pompous, the entitlement, it's almost like he's saying, yo, man, I can do whatever I want.
I didn't say anything for anything
No,
personal.
you didn't, but you had a great tone in your voice, and you're
Mr.
very good
President,
at
Mr.
it.
President, that's just
This son of a bitch. Y'all thought y'all seen something with Biden? Watch this bastard
For
here.
anything
No,
personal.
you didn't, but you had a great tone in your voice, and you're
Mr.
very good
President,
at
Mr.
it.
President, that's just
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I
It is a
admit
compliment.
Thank you. And I did not go to Yale Law School or any law.
Oh, he flirting with the bitch that, oh, yo, this is some pompous shit. How you put the cup up. Hey, yo, somebody, if Dave Chappelle was around right now, this shit will be viral. Look at his smile. Look at everything. This that shit eating grin. You know what I mean? The entitlement of some of these politicians to think they could take and do whatever the fuck they want. And then laugh at us. Hey, give him a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Y'all try to put that shit on Trump. Meanwhile, here's a whole guilty motherfucker that's actually getting questioned. That's actually getting direct questions. And he's laughing at during this time. You know he's really laughing at somebody paying because what they saying, whoever really accusing him of this shit is really in pain. So you laughing at this probe is really laughing at them. They're gonna go harder.
Say anything for anything
No,
personal.
you didn't, but you had a great tone in your voice, and you're
Mr.
very good
President,
at
Mr.
it.
President, that's just
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I
It is a
admit
compliment.
Thank you. And I did not go to Yale Law School or any law school for that matter.
His hand is shaking, y'all. I swear to God. I just caught it. I didn't even see that shit. This man's hand is shaking. They are concerned. Look at his lawyers' faces. They not even playing. This is the guy from the movie. You know what I mean? The old motherfucker that's on his way out the door, but he's still very powerful. And they like, come on. They probably plotting his unaliving behind his back. The way he's performing.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I
It is a
admit
compliment.
Thank you. And I did not go
Who's
to
that?
Yale Law School or any law school for that
Who's
matter.
that?
So
Cup shaking? What is that? Velvet? Why is this man's hand shaking like that? And look at this look.
yesterday, your wife testified that Ghislaine
It almost fell out his hand. Yo, I'm micromanaging this shit today, man. This is crazy.
or any law school for that matter.
They talk about Trump.
So yesterday, your wife testified that Ghislaine Maxwell
Oh shit. Am I bugging? Tremors. Yeah. He's 109. That's a fact. He is 119. I just read that. He's 119. You know what I'm saying? We was out here talking about Sleepy Joe. We was talking about Sleepy Joe. Hey, yo, I'm gonna keep it real. Hillary is fucking a young black dude. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Right? And that's why she's not shaking, except for in bed.
was never at
Oh, these people is nasty, man.
her home. And I believe you stated earlier today, you thought if she was over there, it would be for Senate events. So was your wife falsely
Objection.
testifying yesterday? before this committee,
Mischaracterizes.
or are
So he
you-
doesn't have the benefit of his
Mischaracterizes
wife's testimony yesterday.
Secretary's-
And so unless you all are going to provide the transcript, or you're going to
He thinks he's in his house. He don't even realize that he left the house, got in the car. You know what I'm saying? He don't even know where the fuck he at. He looking for his robe.
actually
Yeah,
provide that information, he's not in a position where he could address
I
that.
believe all I said was that I didn't know
Okay.
that she had done it.
Oh, you see them arms fold up? Oh, his lawyers is mad that he just did that. Oh, we gonna micromanage this, y'all. Look, that's that defense. Look, watch some arms fold up, y'all. Defiance, entitlement. Check it out.
Address
I
that.
believe all I said was that I didn't know.
Okay.
Proud of himself that he remembered that that's what he said. You know what I mean? Well, what you said didn't make sense, sir.
She had done it.
You postured that maybe it was for her Senate. I'm going to have one last question, Mr. Chairman, and
We're
then
gonna call
you
this
may take.
Bill Clinton deposition. That's what we're gonna call this.
You'll take over. I believe you stated today on around, I know it's been a number of years, on around 2008, you ended, or before that, ended any communication with Jeffrey Epstein.
That's a fact, Empress. Parkinson's disease. I call it getting head under the table disease. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. But
That's
around the
correct.
time he got arrested or right beforehand. And he was arrested for child sexual prostitution or hiring girls for sex or one girl for sex, correct? Roughly, child sexual exploitation. If you were aware in
Yo, Irish. he has no clue.
2008 that Jeffrey Epstein was having sex with kids, and you knew of his close association with Ghislaine Maxwell, why would you still associate with Ghislaine Maxwell, who you dub essentially like your Doug Band? She was the body man to Epstein, Doug Band was the body man to you. And why would you allow Ghislaine Maxwell to associate with your daughter up until, I don't know, 2004, 2015?
Okay, he said, Showtime said, you bugging, bro. Keep it real. You see Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, and you think Trump has more savvy than Clinton? Or I don't understand. More say than Clinton? I think you probably trying to say, think Trump be more with it than Bill? Come on, man. At least acknowledge Trump look bad. And which way? You got to explain it a little bit more, Show. You know, you got to explain it a little bit more because I didn't get to Trump yet. We talking about Clinton right now. I'm gonna get to what I think about Trump in a second. Matter of fact, we could go there right now. And if y'all haven't seen what Tucker Carlson said, you know, I showed y'all what Candace Owens did a little review on it, but I'm gonna take a chance with it today. I think I'm gonna take a chance with it today, y'all, because he's going so bad. He's going so fucking bad. Yo, Tucker.
This is not the United States' war. This war is not being waged on behalf of.
Too much background noise. Eat meat. Get up out of here. I'm gonna help you do it. I'm gonna ban you off the channel. Eat meat. The name of this channel is called The Red Baron. Oh, my bad. Harry Pothead. Mac mean. It don't say that the fucking news. This is not CBS, goofy. Get up out of here, man. Scurry on.
American national security objectives to make the United States safer or richer. This war is not actually even about weapons of mass destruction, nukes, chem bio. No, this war is waged purely because Israel wanted it.
He's playing with fire. I'm gonna let y'all know. You know, I'm gonna put a disclaimer on everything that's gonna be said over here, right? And this is gonna be a disclaimer. How about this? Everything on this channel is alleged. Okay.
To be waged. Now, why say that out loud this early in the conflict? Isn't that dispiriting for, say, American troops fighting this war? Yes, it is. And we thought a lot about whether it was wise or decent even to say something like that out loud, and have decided that it is for the following reason. First, because the truth is always the only basis for wise decision making. When you lie to yourself or you lie to your people, you not only commit, well, a kind of moral crime by lying, but you also tend to hurt yourself.
My boy playing with fire. I'm gonna keep it real.
Hubris is the product of lies, for example. You can get way over your skis if you're not honest with yourself.
What I mean by that is by flat out truth get you killed out here, man. Flat out truth will get you offed out here, man. And there's a lot of truth in this shit today, man.
And the people around you
double tap screen
about what's happening and why it's happening. But long term, that is also
slow show.
Also true. In other words, it's important to say why this war is happening, because 50 years from now, people may not know. Your grandkids may learn that this war started because the Ayatollah showed up in Miami and started machine gunning people in a shopping mall, and so we responded. There was a kind of Iranian Pearl Harbor. You don't know what.
Please, I know I've been talking a lot, but I really want y'all to focus on what he's saying, and hopefully I don't get struck for doing the reaction on this, because I really just want y'all to hear what he got to say.
The future will believe about the present. You don't know how history will be written, and if you're skeptical of that, if you're asking yourself, well, how could historians, popular historians, how could future culture so misunderstand something so big? How could people lie about something so obvious, so giant? Well, history is your guide.
You tell a lie long enough and repeat the lie. This is one of the biggest problems I have with them punky ass people. You know what I'm saying? You keep telling a lie, they start to believe it.
A lot of the big events we think we understand, including wars from the past to not so distant past, completely distorted in our memories. In other words, that's not actually what happened at all. And the truth is, if enough people lie about something at a high enough volume, and they do it for long enough.
Salute to the 234 people here. Let's get the likes up to 100, please. Double tap the screen or go to the top right and hit the 3 dots. Go ahead, get the likes up. That way they'll send fresh meat in here. You know what I mean? Salute to Bill Clinton, the fresh meat king. All right, keep going on the likes. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, new people here. That's it. Trump's believed his own propaganda. It said Trump snitched on Epstein. They calling my boy Trumpstein, man. You know, but I think that that's an unfair assessment. And I also believe that I'm a true believer in innocent until proven guilty. Fuck all that other shit. Don't tell me that somebody a rat without coming and showing me that paperwork. You know what I'm saying? All right. That's it. Slim Reed. Hey, yo, Mr. X in the building, y'all. Salute to Mr. X. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Chef Cito.
Loudly enough while threatening anyone who refuses to lie about it.
Okay, my bad. I got sidetracked. Sorry.
Lie about something at a high enough volume, and they do it for long enough, loudly enough, while threatening anyone who refuses to lie about it. Over time, their lies become conventional wisdom. Everyone believes them. There is something about repeating.
I'm sorry. I hate to be obnoxious, but I gotta highlight this. I knew when Trump ran for president again, it was bad. I got this terrible feeling inside my stomach. I totally blame him for ruining this country and thinking that he can do what he wants. Congress. That's a wrong assessment. That's bullshit right there. Trump is doing an excellent job. Up until now is the first time that you really hear people like questioning what he's doing, like from outside, because it's like, yo, listen, we just want a proper explanation that's followed behind truth. That's all. That's really what I want. Salute to R. Henny in the building.
A lie over.
Likes up. Double tap the screen. Let's go ahead with the likes. Let's get them up. Hit your phone screen twice, and they'll just do it for you.
And over again. That's almost like a spell or an incantation. It's almost a form of witchcraft. It assumes reality or a version of reality, an ersatz reality, a fake reality.
Oh, saying not to execute when needed because of fear of retaliation is like saying when getting abused, just comply so it won't be worse. Make it make sense. Okay, well, that I get what you're saying. Like, what do you want? My boy Calico said it on the show last night. Which is better, shit pie or shit pie with sugar on top of some shit, right? None of them is good. None of them is, and I don't think that anybody's saying that they fear. The one thing that we don't fear is retaliation. America, we some bad boys. We run this shit. I'm saying from a okay. Let's look at this perspective, which some people go to. Not me really, but let's just say my son who's a Marine, right? When I speak to him and I ask him about what's the feeling about, because yesterday was his birthday and we spoke yesterday about this particular subject, right? And the military, what he's saying, a lot of them is just not with it, and they want the same answers. So I'm asking from that perspective, what are we really fighting for at this point? Because there's a lot of propaganda involved. A lot of propaganda when they say, okay, I'm gonna show you something, right? I have a documentary up, right? And this is about basically this. I'm gonna play this later on once the show died. Once we get to the end of the show, it's about a documentary of a dude that went into Iran and stayed out there for a long time, just talking to the people. And guess what? A lot of them sound like us. A lot of them sound like, yo, listen, man, that's the news that's telling y'all that shit. We don't give a fuck about none of that. That death to America, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that is propaganda, bro. And we got to sift through it. We got to sift through it. They saying they was a threat when the first Ayatollah took over his shit in 1979. This dude said that he'd been waiting for this for 40 years. 40 years. So is the threat today or was it 40 years ago? It's not urgent, is what I'm saying. That's fake. I understand positioning, global positioning, why we cannot let them niggas come over there and just take over Iran, because then it's a wrap on that side. But who give a fuck about that side, man? Let them have that side, man. We about to snatch the whole fucking America up anyway. We up in Mexico, you know what I'm saying? We just obliterated Venezuela. We're going to snatch the whole South America up, and then we're going to go to claim our do-rag, which is Canada. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's the retaliation part. You seen what happened with Pearl Harbor, how we retaliate back, right? Seen what happened with September 11. We went and ransacked countries over this shit, man. America number one. But I'm for American people and business first, not the politicians, man. You know what I mean?
But reality, nevertheless. And if you're interested at all in history, going back thousands of years or even more recently, you know that the understandings of certain events that you grew up hearing about probably totally inverted. The opposite is true, but you didn't know that until you dug a little deeper, in some cases a lot deeper, to find out, because they have been distorted in the retelling. And because a lot of our most basic assumptions are based on untruths.
America slides for its allies, true. But see, now, in order for you to understand the core of what I'm saying, you have to understand this about me, right? I don't agree that we're still with NATO. We need to redo what we're doing. We need the North American, you know what I mean? We need to snatch up the whole North America. For real, for real. All right? We got all the resources we needed over here. Just like Africa had it, and now China snatched it from them. 80%, go look it up, of China's infrastructure. I've been telling y'all this shit for years. I've been telling y'all this shit since it was 65%, but now it's 80% of China's finances is wrapped up in infrastructure, real estate of other countries, bruh. They got ghost cities built up over there, bruh. $billion cities with not one resident in the motherfucker. So are we trying to make, you know what I'm saying, these big corporations rich? Or are we trying to put the money back into our you know what I'm saying? Like our ecosystem, man. Yo, you know how many fucking troops is deployed on this shit? Imagine if, you know what I'm saying, shit light up for real, Mexico. Right now, America seized half America of Mexico, bruh. Because the cartels own that shit. They sided with Mexican police. Now the gas stations, the airports, everything is toe up. It's going down out here, man. These niggas talk about, you know what I'm saying? It's a good look for the war right now. It's not a good look for the American people. We don't give a fuck about them bombing. They bomb something, we're gonna tear their whole country up. Bro, you see how we issue out that democracy? We go up in your country, we taking your art. Like Iraq. We taking your gold. That's why I said we need to run up in China. We want to run up in something. We do. That's where we owe all our money to, bro. Yo, we need to start putting our street thinking caps on and understand what I'm saying, man. The nigga we own all the money to is the Chinese. We don't owe nobody else no bread. They've been robbing us for 8 years. We put tariffs on their asses, and now y'all saying something's wrong with us. Yo, we've been letting them get a free ride. Fuck them. Fuck them. I'm for the American people, man. I ain't for this war and shit, man. I'm not with it. I was never with a lot of these wars because everybody know war is about money, man. I mean, get in where you fit in.
Spontaneous, it was not. An organ.
Your money, go ahead and make your money. But look at Mexico. It says America. Cartel sees half of Mexico. Who's helping them? They couldn't do it by themselves for years. The motherfucking Mexicans was out here protesting and all that, knowing that y'all was all right. The Mexicans was always all right. Y'all knew, y'all got your tunnels, y'all got your pipelines, y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all know how to get in and out of this country. A deportation don't mean shit to a Mexican. Do you understand? Means shit. Now look at Mexico, y'all. Y'all don't think y'all not seeing the bigger picture.
Spontaneous, it was not. An organized strategic arson operation across at least 15 Mexican states. Lorries, cars, shops, businesses.
So the cartels in Mexico are waging war against their own people while the entire place hangs on by a thread, with criminal chaos taking over businesses, hotels, and even airports, paralyzing an entire nation the bad guys always assumed would be home to their empire. An empire which the United States is secretly helping Mexico's government dismantle.
The government said it was helped by US intelligence moving against El Mencho or Nemesio Oseguara Cervantes, longtime head of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, subject of a $15 million reward from the US government.
Well, the truth is, the whole
America
situation
went down there and tightened them motherfuckers up. Said, tighten up. Mexico, y'all tripping.
that's happening is very serious. Unfortunately, it's not the first time we're experiencing this. Fear is everywhere on the streets.
We're on lockdown. We can't leave the hotel. If you do leave, you have to sign a waiver.
There was fire all around us. It was terrifying.
The cartels are running Mexico. It's very, very sad to watch and see what's happened to that country.
Mexico is getting a lot of help. It's getting a huge amount of help from the United States. It's certainly getting financial support, a lot of intelligence support. We're somewhat leading from behind. I think Schaumbaum's relationship with the United States is much, much better.
But for so many Mexicans, terrorized for so long by gangs apparently beyond the control of the state,
you gotta put your thinking cap on with this shit. Think about it. Your ops, Crips versus the Bloods. Me and Harold was talking about this. Well, I was initiating a conversation about this. Crips versus the Bloods. Then you find out the Latin Kings is giving the Crips money. Oh, you think that Russia and China ain't anxious? You know what I'm saying? They anxious. I think that we'll knock anything down, but it is smart right now. Timing.
Insecurity is a long, long way off.
We're gonna talk about Russia and China and their response. You know what I'm saying? Because they obviously talking hot. Let me get off of this real quick and let me let you see what they're actually saying. Give me 1 second, y'all. Salute to everybody that's new here. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel. It's at the top right. Hit the 3 dots. But let me show you something real quick. Their response. I mean, honestly, you ask me, I think they scared to death. If they smart, they would be. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, we'll fuck you up. We'll fuck you up. We'll fuck your country right up, bro. America ain't no joke, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. But a lot of that speaking against America, and another country, they'll execute your whole family. In China, they coming for the lineage. North Korea, the lineage. You know what that means? anybody next to you, anybody that comes from you, associated with you. And fuck around and come get your coworkers.
The aggression that Iran has been subjected to today could...
Now, this is the Russian Federation giving a statement. It's being translated, so pay attention.
The aggression that Iran has been subjected to today could potentially escalate into... It has already turned into an escalation in the region and could extend far beyond its borders. Especially considering that one of the two initiators of this military adventure is by no means a regional state. Information on casualties, including among civilians, is coming in real time from Iranian authorities. More than 200 people have died in 24 provinces across the country. We were particularly saddened by the news of the attack on a girls' school in Malad City, where it is reported 85 children died. We sincerely express our condolences to the victims' families and friends and wish a speedy recovery to the injured. Our country is undertaking all necessary measures to ensure the security of Russian citizens currently located in the territory of the Iranian Islamic Republic of Iran. Mr. Chairman, the actions that have been undertaken by Washington and West Jerusalem represent nothing less than yet another unprovoked act of armed aggression against a sovereign and independent member state of the United Nations, in clear and blatant violation of the organization's charter and the fundamental principles of international law. They are overtly aimed at further interference in the internal affairs of Iran and the destruction of states inconvenient to the West. The irresponsible step by the United States and Israel, as we previously warned, has already caused a sharp escalation across the entire region. The military operation by the United States and Israel has become a true betrayal of diplomacy. These nations are once again resorting to military force against Iran at the very height of the ongoing negotiations, exactly as it transpired in June of 2025. Just the day before yesterday, on February 26th, another round of US-Iranian contacts took place in Geneva with Oman's assistance. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi noted that an agreement had been reached for the dialogue's continuation. Despite Tehran's readiness for the diplomatic process, he's once again stabbed in the back.
I mean, like let's keep it real, man. For the people that's with it, why we don't go pick on China first?
Moreover, the fact that Washington has so long and methodically built up its military presence in the region only confirms that aggression against Iran was pre-planned.
Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Salute to all the new people here today. If you're new, type ones in the chat.
The actions of the United States and Israel risk bringing about a humanitarian and economic catastrophe. Of particular concern are once again the threats to nuclear, physical, nuclear, and radiological security. The statements made today by the President of the United States, Donald Trump, that this operation is aimed at preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons are unfounded. Tehran has consistently stated that it has no such plans and will fulfill its obligations under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Furthermore, Iran has repeatedly emphasized its readiness to lay the foundation for a new agreement with the United States. The preservation of its status as a non-nuclear weapon state, provided that the legitimate right of the Islam...
The Russians support China, Venezuela, Iran, and all. I know. That's my point exactly. Yeah. Fuck Russia too. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck Ukraine too. You know what I'm saying? fuck Uzbekistan, all the rest of all them people that really, really be talking about fuck America. It's not the Iranians, man. It's not Iran. I haven't seen Iran bust one move. All I heard about is Iran trying to get something. Man, knock it off, man. They've been saying that shit for 50 years. 40 years.
Islamic Republic of Iran.
100,000 years they've been saying that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit is about cold, hard cash. This shit about money, real estate, and positioning. Global positioning. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at where Iran is positioned, like globally, like I mean, on the map. Okay, let's look
As a state party to the NPT, to develop peaceful nuclear energy is observed and respected. Against this background, the attempts by Western nations to justify American-Israeli aggression with alleged threats to international peace and security, supposedly stemming from the Iranian nuclear program, are utterly without foundation. It is important to recall that the only reliable source of information concerning this matter, the official reports from the Director General of the IAEA, have never indicated this, nor have they ever suggested that Iran might be engaged in the development of nuclear weapons. The facilities being struck are under agency safeguards, meaning they cannot, by their very nature, be used for such activities. Against this background, we anticipate from the Director General of the IAEA, Rafael Grossi, clear assessments and a strong condemnation of yet another act that undermines the authority of the NPT and the global non-proliferation regime. Nuclear.
All right, cool. Right, let's move this along. Right. Okay, let me just show you Iran, where Iran is at, because I know that we know where Iran is at, in the Middle East, but let's look at the positioning of Iran, just to understand why it's important when we speak about like real estate. You know, like we're not really speaking about houses and shit like that. You know, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about land, y'all. And think about it. Look how big Iran is. You get Iran, you get the whole Middle East. We're talking about Afghanistan, Pakistan, all these stands, everything around. Look how many countries is attached to it physically. Like, what do we got attached to us? Mexico and Canada. You got Mexico on one end, you got Canada on the other end. Over here, you have everything, bro. You have everything. You got Iraq, Kuwait, all that shit, everything. Turkey, it's all touching this country. Only thing it's not touching is Kuwait. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of these joints, they touching. No freaky. They real close. Very close. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something to consider when you're thinking about war and you're thinking about global positioning. You have to factor that in. You know what I'm saying? And you also have to, like what Harold was saying earlier about retaliation. Okay, even though we're not worried about retaliation, we do want to entertain what's going on and how they could possibly retaliate. You know, they got an old saying, you stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And for the people that's in business, they understand what I'm saying. Like, because you know that once other people start getting entering into these plays, a lot of self-interest, let's put that, gets put forward. You know, like a lot of self-interest happens. You know what I mean? Let's just put it this way. When war happens, money is being made. Okay. Stock market is going to boom. It's going to fall. It's going to rise. It's going to, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a beautiful time for the people that's actively in the stock market. For the people that's just sitting back, the whales that just waiting for this time to pass, they know what it is. We're going to sit back. We're going to snatch a couple of wins and that's it. But for the most part, this shit is about money, man. Now, for those that think that, you know, Trump is working for the devil, you think this man went and had a handshake with the fucking devil, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? You need to touch grass a little bit more, you know? Check it out.
What's to happen is America.
Now, salute to Yuck Mouth. I was on Yuck Mouth channel last night with Network Calico, and we had a show, and they was putting me onto this video, so I want to share a little bit with you.
Start to watch thing in regard. That would be.
So I'm reacting of the reaction of the reacting, you know. Rebecca said, I read about Thomas Jefferson and his fighting against barbaric pirates. Very enlightening. Okay.
No. Thank you.
June last year, when we bombed Iran during the 12-day war, I said if that escalated to a full-scale war, that would be World War III and we would lose that shit. And last night, I said the same thing in regards to Trump's 10-day countdown to full-scale war with Iran. Watch this. This explains everything that happens next. Then you're going to have the Americans start to attack Venezuela and possibly other countries in South America. America is in for a bad time, okay? And then what we can expect to happen is America at some point will go to war with Iran, and this will destroy both countries, okay? Iran will not lose this war, but it won't win this war either because America is just going to bomb the crap out of Iran. It's going to send Iran back decades. But America will lose this war, but this is important because if America loses war, it's forced out of the Middle East. And once it's forced out of the Middle East, all its military assets goes to Israel, which creates the Pax Judaica. Yeah, does that make sense, guys? That's the plan, okay?
And Israel wins. We lose all our resources.
Now you have Pax Judaica. And what Pax Judaica will do is start to control the world because through chaos and conflict, Pax Judaica can make a lot of money, right? Because Pax Judaica, what's going to happen is that you have these technology companies like Google, they're going to move over to Pax Judaica and build a global surveillance state. You have civil war.
Video declares huge campus project and second home, Israel.
You need AI to control people. If you're going to war with Russia, you need weapons, okay? But you also need financing as well. So you can expect a lot of banks to move to Israel, and it's possible Israel becomes.
Ding, 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 ding. Sun Tzu, in the midst of chaos, there's also opportunity. I think Warren Buffett was definitely reading his books. What the fuck? Might have to refresh this, man. Hey, yo, that happened the other day, man. We was out here doing the God's work, right? Next thing you know, yo, people was hitting me up like, yo, my chat, I can only type one sentence, a repeat sentence. Then Google hit me up and they was like, yo, listen, we having a glitch. It's like weird when Candace Owens
over to Pax Judaica and build a global.
Start speaking about this girl, Erica Kirk. Next thing you know, whole shit went down, man. Like right now, this is acting crazy. What the fuck is this going on? Huh? The fuck going on here? Incredible. Can y'all hear me? Type ones if y'all can hear me in the chat, man. I don't even know if they got me on screen anymore. This shit is weird. What the fuck is this? Fuck it. That's what they got me on.
Surveillance state. You have civil wars, you need AI to control people. If you're going to war with Russia, you need weapons, okay? But you also need financing as well. So you can expect a lot of banks to move to Israel, and it's possible Israel becomes now the global reserve currency because everyone is trading with Israel. If you're Russia, you need to trade with, you need to trade your resources, right? Oil, energy, and grain, okay? So Russia controls a third of the world's carbohydrates. Guess what, guys? Israel controls Africa. So what will happen is that Russia and other countries will sign a trade agreement with Israel, and Israel becomes the center of global trade, okay? Does that make sense? So this is how Pax Judaica will profit. And remember that Israel has the world's best intelligence agency, the Mossad. And what they can do is go around the world.
By the way, y'all, the Mossad trains CIA.
and create as much chaos as possible. Okay? So while the world is burning, Israel, Pastor JK, is profiting. And that's what the future looks like for the next 10, 20 years.
Imagine being able to
say Erica is connected to Israel as well. Jesus Christ. That's deep. That's what Candace said. That's what she said. Let's get back to Tucker.
We wind up getting into the same messes again and again. So it's just important to tell the truth about this now in the early stages. This is, by the way, widely known. This is not a conspiracy theory. Everyone's saying it out loud now because it's true. The United States committed troops to this conflict because the prime minister of Israel, not Israel as a nation, but the guy who runs it, but demanded it. 7 trips to the White House over the last year. And the point of those trips never varied. The United States needs to commit to regime change in Iran. We need the U.S.
We need the U.S. to go handle this work. Pay attention, y'all. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 100. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody just probably just listening in, but take a second out to like the video. You know what I'm saying? It does wonders for the algorithm. Got a couple of my people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I don't normally go live this early. You know what I mean? Like normally we go live at night. You know what I'm saying? But so salute to the people that had a chance to pull up today.
States needs to commit to regime change in Iran. We need the U.S. military to overthrow the government of Iran. And Bibi himself has basically said that it wasn't that we thought Iran was going to get nukes this week, and that's why we did this. Nobody's even saying that now. They will be in the future when our memories.
Saying the fuck about that, what America's saying about them getting nukes. Well, I've been wanting to do this shit to them for 40 years.
Get a little dimmer and they can manipulate us more. But right now they're admitting, no, actually they were not on the verge of getting nukes. Bibi himself said, you can pull up the video, I've been dreaming about this for 40 years. We've finally done it. So this is the culmination of a long time plan of strategy. And actually, if you look at it backwards and try to assess recent events, even in this country, in American political life over the past several years, certainly over the past 6 or 8 months, you can see that a lot of what was happening here was preparation for where we are right now. In other words, people who wanted war in Iran were softening up the public for it, were manipulating the U.S. government in order to affect it, and were doing their very best to silence anyone.
Y'all better look alive. When you ever seen this much war going on? Come on, Ukraine, Russia, come on, Iran, Iraq, Mexico, they're all getting messed up right now. Venezuela tied up.
Who doubted its wisdom.
We went and stole a fucking president. I wonder where the fuck he's at right now.
A lot of the things we have seen in the recent past.
Nah, we some bad motherfuckers, I ain't gonna lie.
are, and now it's very obvious, they were all designed to get us to where we are now. War with Iran on behalf of Israel. Now, just a caveat at the outset, just because the prime minister of Israel wanted a regime change war with Iran does not mean in any sense that it was a wise idea for Israel. It certainly wasn't a good idea for the United States. That's no one just really just.
Damn, Steve trying to go down the rabbit hole. He said, sounds crazy what I'm going to say, but I believe Trump's a time traveler and he's using Israel as Israel thinks they have him and his family fully extorted. Remember Tesla? Nikola Tesla
disputes that. But was it a good idea for the country or for the prime minister who advocated for it? No, probably not, actually. Just because we want something doesn't mean it's good for us. Sometimes when we get what we want most, we're destroyed by it. Hope that doesn't happen to Israel, of course, or anybody. But it could.
Yo, you doing you good? You good, Myth? MD Myth? You good? You well? You need medicine?
So when you get to the truth of things and you see who's pushing for them, that doesn't mean that person understands his own best
doom. Tell that to the motherfuckers. The buildings is falling on their head right now.
Interest or his country's own best interest. Often they don't. Often we don't. But it doesn't change the fact that we got here.
Y'all got to get outside and touch grass, man. I'm serious.
Here because Israel lobbied for it. And virtually everyone in the US government, certainly in the Pentagon, understood the risks. The risks were obvious from day one. First, if you knock off a government, we have a long history of doing that. It's not that hard. The individual bravery of the US military personnel, the soldiers who do it, is laudable, impressive, amazing sometimes. But that is, we have learned, the easy part. Killing Saddam, okay, amazing. What comes next?
We got Gaddafi out the way. We got Saddam out the way. We got Maduro out the way. But why we not going to get our real ops, man? Why we ain't snatch Jinping little ass up? Let's get the likes up, man. Y'all think we should go snatch up Jinping, man? Double tap the screen. Put ones in the chat or carrots. You know what I'm saying? Should we go snatch the Chinese motherfucker? Like, that's what we should have did. Our debt would have disappeared. For real, for real. We owe trillions to these little motherfuckers.
Et cetera, et cetera. This is all very, very well known. And it was very well known 48 hours ago that there was no real plan to replace the government we were hoping to topple. At which point, what? Well, now you have a country, Iran, the size of Western Europe, with 92 million people, a country that's, only a little over half Persian, that has its own internal divisions and dynamics and rivalries. You have that country potentially breaking apart. And what does that mean? Well, I mean, hard to see that as a good thing for the rest of the world on so many levels, which we pray don't become more obvious, but they're even now becoming obvious. That
My bad, y'all.
That could be a true disaster. So why would we want that? Well, of course, we wouldn't want that. The only country that seems to want that, or the only leader, to be fair, once again, not speaking for every Israeli any more than Joe Biden or Donald Trump or anybody else who runs this country speaks for every American, of course. But Benjamin Netanyahu wanted that. He thought that was his mission, but more than his mission, maybe his destiny. He suggested that in his remarks today. And that's why. But nobody in the U.S. government, who I ever talked to, or heard quoted on TV, seemed to believe that this was primarily in America's interest. There might be ancillary benefits. I mean, you hear these
say that about Candace too. Let's get the likes up, y'all.
Analyses of how
176 people here, 63 likes. Y'all tripping. Double tap the screen, man. Double tap the screen. It don't make no sense. I'm not asking y'all for no money. I'm telling y'all, get the likes up or go to the top right and hit the 3 dots. You're enjoying the conversation. Said Tucker's a commie. It's chess, brother. I take your pawns first, but they can become a problem later. That's the whole problem there. We don't want those pawns over there end up having control of Iran. But this is my question. This is why I'm questioning. Like, what's the real? Like, we want details, man. We nosy motherfucking Americans. Okay, we understand what you're saying. But show us something, some proof of what you're talking about. We're not saying to reveal your hand or to not play chess. We're saying, give us a sound reason where, what they're threatening to bomb fucking Miami, New York, and all this other shit. People say it don't happen. It ain't going to happen until it happens. Those from New York that understand 9/11, that was nasty. That was just one situation that affected us to this day.
How the world is changing, and it went from
retaliation is one thing, you know what I mean, and that's the least we can ask is for the truth, and I don't think Crypto, he wasn't referring to China as a pawn. Nah, China's not a pawn. But we thought Iran wasn't a pawn. We'll reduce China to a pawn, though.
From being unipolar to multipolar, all true. The United States ran the world uncontested from the summer of 19.
Julie, I don't think so. I don't think that he's a commie, and I don't think that You know, because you got to remember, he had the conversation with Trump, and he asked Trump not to do that too. You know, he's not changing what he's saying.
91 until, I don't know, pick a date, pretty recently, the rise of China. And all of a sudden you have multi-poles. You have more than one great power vying for control of the world and its trade routes and its resources, et cetera.
And that's a fact, Harold, because Venezuela is actually one of the countries that wanted that. So when they saying that Iran wanted that, the people wanted the regime out, there's a lot of propaganda involved with that, because the stuff that I'm seeing from the people that sneak it into the country and interviewing motherfuckers on the streets and going to people's houses and driving through the country, that it seems a complete different. And you know what I mean? Like, what part of them I'm not seeing? I'm missing something,
et cetera, and that somehow knocking off the government of Iran would be good for us in that complex chess game. And that's a real argument. I guess these things are kind of hard to understand. And any wise person looks at the world and says, okay.
No. I understand what I said about China. Why not China? But I'm saying, why not China in regards that we owe them a lot of money. That's the only point I'm trying to make about that. Not to, say that they're pawns in any kind of way. And Harold wasn't saying that either.
Hey, there's no stopping the rise of China. Their manufacturing capacity, their economic power is really the world's largest real economy, is not going to end tomorrow. So there has to be a way to strike a kind of power sharing agreement with China, with the East. The United States doesn't rule the world uncontested. And
but we kind of do. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna keep it real. I think that China and Russia is shaking like Vegas crap dice. All right, double tap the screen, get the lights up. Right, so we're not really worried about no fucking retaliation. They better worry about us and go pick on their ass too. You know what I'm saying? Because either way it go, whether they could beat us or not, they don't want no beef with us. You want to know why? Because like that, I told you earlier, 80% of China's money is invested into real estate. Now, do you think that it's all in Africa? No, a lot of it is right here in America. You know what I'm saying? So that's like me going to bomb my, knock down my own. America's a corporation. Everybody has stake over here. Everybody has bridges or roads or something that's over here in America. You know what I'm saying? A large portion of it. And we're not talking about the businesses itself. Okay? We're talking about the actual fucking land. All right? Let's say you had a neighborhood of 10 houses, right? And you have a problem with the people that's in between those 10 houses, right? They own, a house here, a house there. You're going to blow the whole neighborhood up and your own property? No, you're not going to knock down your own investments. Everybody in the world is invested into America. So it's not that they can't do anything to us. It's about, is it wise to do anything in America, and what's going to be our retaliation? That's the fear of retaliation, y'all.
Analysis now.
America is not collapsing in any kind of way. We run the shit.
With Greg Sheridan, he's foreign editor at The Australian. Greg, great to see you. A momentous series of events in the Middle East over the last couple of days. I want to ask you, where does it go from here?
Well, Kieran, great to see you and great to be back after a short absence. Look, it's intensely unpredictable from here. Iran is massively weakened by Trump's action. I think Trump is going to redefine, incidentally, grey zone conflict. The Iranians, even before the Chinese and Russians, were masters of attacking the US without doing it formally with their own military, and thinking that meant the US wouldn't attack them. Well, that's over. Iran has attacked pretty well all the Gulf states and all of its neighbours.
Word, they even attacked Dubai. They just blowing shit the fuck up. They don't care about their people. They don't care about the people, and I'm about the people, man. Let's double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up, like that man Henny said. 431 votes is Trump doing God's work. 55% of the people say no, 33 say yes, and 12% say no diddy. Not sure. more than half of the people were saying that he's not doing the right thing. And like I tried to point out earlier, that we have a very high concentration of MAGA support. I mean, conservatives over here, and a lot of independents. So that's a shocking amount of people that say yes. I mean, no, that he's not.
I think that's a dumb thing for them to do, although you can see that they're trying to, present their own.
The dumb thing he's talking about is by responding about, attacking your neighbors.
Act pretty well all the Gulf states and all of its neighbours. I think that's a dumb thing for them to do, although you can see that they're trying to, present their own deterrence by saying that if they survive this, it shows if you attack them, there are region-wide consequences. But they have solidified the very strong anti-Iranian sentiment all through the Gulf and through the region. Those countries will now look even more closely to the US. The US can destroy Iran's missiles and nuclear capabilities and governing capabilities. It's not clear whether they can destroy the regime. And I think
we just bullying shit now. I ain't gonna lie, we bullying shit for money. Keep it real.
Confusing statements we've heard of the administration the last day or so about the objectives now are just to
take over Iran. The Islamic State will never ever build itself up.
Destroy missiles, not to change the regime. I think that's inherently dishonest. They want to change the regime, but I think they'll have to.
I think that's a little bit fucked up too, because you have all these suicide bombers calling themselves Muslims and shit, and the real people of the country is getting attacked for these fools that's doing that shit, calling themselves Muslims. Well, let me wake you up again. If you didn't hear me 1,000 times when I said it before, Muslims go to hell if they kill themselves. They commit suicide, they go to hell. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. So I'll be hard pressed to believe that these people are Muslims that blowing themselves up and doing this terrorist shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. It's like saying the KKK, represent Christians because they say we was beating your ass in the name of God. They changed all these African names and gave them all these Bible names and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. This is really what happened, right? But the KKK say they believe in who? God. They're Christians. They Bible thumping. You know what I mean? Do we go knock down all the fuck? Do we call all the Christians, the good Christians? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we box them all together? That's what I'm saying.
Keep going for some time to have any chance of that.
Yeah, and in terms, I was reading your piece today in the Australian. You say that
that's what I read, Kathy.
In terms of the history of this, they've got Trump has got the right friends and the right enemies at the moment. He's doing, this is a noble thing that they're doing. How does it fit within international law in your view, and what are the economic implications out of all of this?
Well, yes, I think Trump has got the right friends and the right enemies. The Albanese government deserves praise for backing the Americans. The international law situation is much murkier than people would have.
Islamic extremists or whatever name they put, it doesn't mean that they are Muslims. Those are not Muslims.
Have us believe. First of all, the United States and Israel have a perfect right under self-defense to retaliate against Iran. This is what I was saying about the grey zone thing. You can't have a situation in which a nation can continually attack you, but because it hasn't sort of formally declared war and moved the tanks across the borders, you can't retaliate. The second observation is that international law is in any event a load of baloney. No one pays a blind bit of attention to it. Iran never paid a blind bit of attention to it. The only mechanism for enforcing it is the United Nations Security Council, and the United States has a veto on the United Nations Security Council. So there are no international law fallouts. That's just kind of nonsense, really. So what do you say? International law prevents the United States from imposing a cost on its enemies, but it doesn't prevent
that KKK statement. Now, if somebody came and bombed the whole Indiana, because that's where the fuck they started at, bomb the whole Indiana, does that make it right? Should the people of Indiana pay for what this tiny small group? I mean, we've been hearing about these threats forever, but outside 9/11, like, when have y'all ever seen a terroristic act that actually, like, in our time, we heard about Pearl Harbor, but the fucked up part about Pearl Harbor is that we knew that they were going to attack and we allowed it to happen. We allowed those people to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Just to push the war. I'm trying to tell you.
Russia from invading Ukraine. Well, you know, you're just mad to put your faith in that. The economic consequences could be quite severe. Iran has just moved to close the Strait of Hormuz. We know that 20% of the world's oil flows through there. It's likely, while it can still fire missiles, and remember, Hamas was able to still fire missiles after 2 years of war with Israel right on its doorstep. While Iran can still fire missiles, it may well target more explicitly oil facilities in the Gulf, just to say, well, if you're going to attack us, there's going to be chaos. Now, I think that would lead to an Benzo.
Like my shirt, Benzo?
Escalation.
They called me the Red Baron today, y'all. Double tap the screens, get the likes up. Why we got all these people over here and no likes, man? Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna just do this, right? We can thin this shit down to 71 people. That's what I want. I want all of these inactive people, because we have a lot of people that is active. Salute to Kathy, Crypto. You know what I mean? Miss Benzo just pulled up, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Jason, I see y'all in the chat. Too Real. Salute to you. You know, who else in the chat? You know what I mean? New people. If you're new, type ones in the chat, man. If you're enjoying the conversation, I do like to acknowledge the people that's in the chat, because while I'm up here begging for likes, but y'all got to get the likes up, okay? Because I really would just stop talking and wait for this shit to go down to 73 people, okay? Meanwhile, we're in the middle of doing content and reacting, you know what I mean? So if you're new, react, get in the chat. You know, I don't care what you say. You know, we're not going to shoot you down. As long as you're not targeting little people and cursing and all that bullshit, we're going to let you live. Salute to George, Crypto again, Zims, you know what I'm saying? Johnny in the building. Salute to all of y'all, man. And, you know, your families, and hope everything is good with y'all. Whether you are a Democrat, you call yourself a Democrat, an independent, conservative, whatever you call yourself, remember, it's about the people first, man. A lot of these politics, fuck these politics, and fuck a lot of these politicians, because they don't help your bottom line. They feeding you foo-foo, doo-doo, cocky, okay? Let's get the likes up. I'm not going to play nothing until the likes get up to 100. So y'all can remind them in the chat or something, but trust me, I'll end this shit. For real, for real. Got to do a show later on tonight anyway, you know? So at the end of the day, get them likes up. 75 likes, I'm waiting for them to get to 100. Or the people to get down to 75 people. That way we can get a whole new room of motherfuckers here. So I'm not done. I'm not done. This is a 2-hour show. We are 1 hour and 22 minutes in. There's a lot of shit I got to get to. All right? But I don't mind sitting around waiting. Get the likes up. They're all crooked in one way or another, George said. Politics suck. All right, Henny and Benzo says, get the likes up. Double tap the screen. You know what I'm saying? Get them up. Get them up. Get them up. Get them up. For real, I'm waiting on you fools. You sit here and enjoy my hat. You know? All right, Ryan says Strait of Hormuz closed. It's called crowd control. Keep going with the likes, man. 76 likes. That's only one. It's impossible that there's not more likes up on that joint. We're on YouTube. That's what you gotta tell them to do. You gotta tell them hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. That's why I don't like these. You're not that interested in me to wait on you later. Well, suck my dick. Get out of here. Get out of here, nigga. We don't care about you anyway. I told you that your presence is unimportant. I don't give a fuck if you leave. And I'm not trying to be interesting today, okay? I'm trying to be truthful, okay? Eat a penis. I know you still listening, motherfucker. Yeah, I got a real slick ass Republican mouth. You know what I mean? And I'm not one. All right, you're not okay. Double tap the screen. Goofy bastard. Keep going on likes. When they even out, then I know you hit the like button or the dislike. I don't give a fuck what you hit. You gonna hit something. No diddy. Got like some sage around this bitch. And some nap champa. You know? Trump got the oil companies to invest in a new infrastructure for oil production in Venezuela. Oh man, I got some information about that. All right, you new here? Double tap the screen and go to the top right, hit the 3 dots and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get to it. Let's fuck the shenanigans. Fuck them like buttons.
By the United States and by the Gulf states. But you could easily see a very big rise in oil prices, and that would be obviously bad for Australia. It'd probably be temporary, but you know,
he just said it. He just brought it up. He just brought it up. George just hit that right on the head.
It's pretty combustible for the next few weeks.
You mentioned the Russia in your response there. I'm just wondering.
Quick question in the chat, right? What do y'all think is a good investment, like right now? Because they asked me that yesterday, and I told fools silver. You know, if you don't want to get into the crypto game and lose all your money, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with silver. Fuck with the top 5. Fuck with the Nvidia, the fucking, you know, Apple. Go for the top 5s and think about a long-term plan. Because for real, if you don't already know, then I mean your ass is up out of here. Okay, you're goofy. Okay, you're goofy. Especially if you've been hustling, busting your ass. What you know what's so weird about some of you fools? When I look at you paying for apartments for crazy years, and that don't even have a plan in place, like anything in place to get more. You know, like people that try to develop an opinion around me that don't seek for more in this corporation called America. It's hard for me to take you serious, especially those with kids. Yeah, those with children is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I teach my son more about money than education. That's crazy, right? More about money. Education comes with the territory, man. I learned how to cook by watching motherfuckers. That's how I learned how to cook. They gave me a fucking chef hat. Bobby Valentine, the old manager of the Mets, gave me a fucking job as a chef because I went and put a fucking chef hat on and told him I'm a chef, and I made it happen. You know, I watched people make beats and became a producer. So I think that you teach by example, but you got to show these kids how to make money. We're in this corporation. We have no fucking monuments here. When you go over there to Iran or one of the countries over there, you see walls that were built 400 years ago and still haven't been touched. We don't have none of that shit. We done broke down whatever represents America is broken down and replaced with concrete and steel. Fuck we talking about in New York? Nobody even got a backyard. And in Arizona and all that, nobody got grass. You know how much you got to pay? It's crazy, man.
Are there any implications for Russia and China in this, given the traditional links, or certainly the recent, if not alliances, relationship, at the very least, between Tehran, China and Russia?
Witness, when you have absolutely zero marketable talent, attempt to make online content. Now, look, marketable talent. What are we talking about? See, this is what happens when you try to be smart and you're really stupid as fuck, right? Because in order to make an assessment of somebody, you have to make an assessment of somebody. You dick sucker. The fuck do you know? Huh? What do you know? You have to know your target before you attack the target. This is what's wrong with you motherfuckers, right? Did you fucking leave your helmet in your book bag?
Yeah, Russia and China have very big implications arising out of this. But it has to be said, both positive and negative.
They can't get at me, so they attack me. Meanwhile, I am the type that will drop a link, and if whatever the fuck you think that you could say in the chat, and if you have the balls, you know what I'm saying, and articulation to tell me that shit up here, you know what I mean? There's the link right there.
The negative implication is that they have reason to be scared of Donald Trump. The world is secure when the bad guys are scared of the American president. Remember, Iran took American hostages under Jimmy Carter.
79. Come on, bro. Let's get the likes up, y'all.
Released them in a nanosecond after Ronald Reagan was elected because they were scared of Ronald Reagan. So Russia and China take one lesson. Trump will take decisive military action if you push him the wrong way. Secondly, they probably lose a functional ally. Iran has been supplying drones to Russia and supplying oil to China. And so
we've been supplying drones to Ukraine to go fuck Russia up. And now, oh God.
If Iran is taken out of the equation, they lose part of the authoritarian axis, Russia, China, North Korea and Iran. However, sad to say, there are some positive outcomes for Russia and China out of this too. If the price of oil goes up, that helps Russia because it still is a big energy exporter. And then there's this other very unpleasant, unavoidable truth. The West, despite years of war in Ukraine and the drumbeat of massive Chinese military modernization, has not increased its industrial capacity to the point that it needs to be able to resupply these weapons. The United States has probably used more than a third of its Patriot interceptors. And, that
means... saying we ain't... Y'all think we got stockpile of missiles? If we run out of missiles, who's going to supply us?
It's going to be harder for Europeans to buy those weapons for Ukraine. And God forbid, if anything should go haywire with China, the US has a depleted...
let's just say, for those that don't understand in the back, right? Let's say we was going to go to war with the local projects, right? And we only have 2,000 bullets, right? No problem, right? We run out of these 2,000. We only predict we're going to use 500. But if we do use 2,000, who the fuck is going to supply us if they know that we run out of bullets and they want to get in bed with our ops?
Arsenal. Now, both Europe and the United States and, of course, Australia are at fault for not reforming their industrial base to have a much bigger production of munitions.
Why, salute. Shirley, salute.
Finally, Greg, what are the implications for Trump domestically? You and I have spoken over the last couple of years, certainly the campaign leading into it and subsequently. Trump's America First doctrine, many within the MAGA movement have thought that this would be the end of foreign military interventions, but not so.
Yeah, Trump is inherently very unpredictable, even to his base. This term is very much different from the first Trump term. He's not sacking aides. He's developed a taste for specific military action. It's clear that J.D. Vance and some of the MAGA base are unhappy about it, especially the odious nutcase Tucker Carlson, who thinks the world is a giant Jewish-Israeli conspiracy. But the base so far has gone with Trump. So long as Trump is successful and so long as he's not committing ground troops. But even if he is successful, I don't think that will gain him a huge amount of votes in the heartland. The MAGA base is less isolationist than it's made out to be. What it didn't like were long, costly, inconclusive wars that America finally lost. It doesn't mind, as J.D. Vance said, the US punching its enemies on the nose every so often. But everything about this Iran, the political consequences of this Iran venture will depend on how it goes. If in the end you get a more civilized Iranian government out of it, Trump will justifiably claim a massive victory. I don't think that gives him a huge amount of votes, but it certainly means he won't lose any votes. If, on the other hand, it is absolute chaos, the price of oil goes through the roof, American consumers are hit, and there are more American casualties, well, potentially it could become quite unpopular for Trump. So far, I would say his base is with him, but it's all to play for in the coming weeks.
All right, let's get here real quick. All right, now I did show them this yesterday on our review, right? Check it out. Charlie Kirk was against this too, which was a surprise to me because I didn't know nothing about this, but he did speak about it. Let's get the likes up to 100, y'all. Or maybe beat y'all into submission. Okay? Get the likes up. Go to the top right, hit the 3 dots.
President Donald Trump has said, I will not allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon because he has said when crazy people have weapons of unthinkable violence, you have to deal in reality. The longer I live, the more I realize that puritanical, ideological approaches to situations like this are not helpful. On one side is the Lindsey Graham, John Bolton types, where they are actively calling for regime change. Here is Lindsey Graham. This is just lunacy. We want to go all in and take out the regime. It's time for us to close the chapter on the Iranian Ayatollah and his henchmen and start a new chapter in the Middle East. And that sounds good, doesn't it? But what have we learned when it comes to wars, and especially wars in the Middle East? What you draw up on a whiteboard rarely happens. What you think theoretically is going to occur,
facts,
there might be unintended and unforeseen consequences, especially when you're talking about a country 2.5 times the size of Texas. It has 90 million people and was an ancient and great power with well over a dozen ethnic groups. Who's going to run the country exactly, Lindsey Graham? This sounds like Hillary Rodham Clinton in Libya. So I'm pointing to the first extreme right now, the neoconservative extreme. We must go take off the head of the snake right now. And Donald Trump is doing a phenomenal job of resisting these calls for regime change. Yeah, the Ayatollah is awful. But maybe he's one of the few guys that can keep that country together and not have a 90 million person civil war.
Thank you.
Lindsey Graham is so...
That's what we want. We want a civil war over there because that's what we said. Take over your country now. We telling the people, shelter in place, but take over your country while the oil is just flowing through the streets.
Consistently out of his mind. It's hard to even comprehend. I honestly don't think the neoconservative extreme needs to be represented philosophically anymore. It's uninteresting to me. They've done a mess of Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, the entire Middle East, Ukraine. We know what the neoconservatives believe.
Oh, Charlie, if only you knew that they're trying to convince us that the legacy of Turning Point USA is actually neocons. Neocons will be open.
Okay, enough of Candace, right? I want to show y'all Rikers Island food. They said, I know I'm be all over the place, but that's my fucking business, right? All you gotta do is hit the like button. Check it out. Rikers Island, they putting real chefs in this bitch. Now, the reason why I'm interested in, because I ate a lot of this fucking food, and I'm gonna tell you the truth from falsehood. We almost had 100 likes. Let's go. Double tap the screen. If you're new here, type ones in the chat. Let us feel your presence.
Making every meal for 3,800 staff and people in custody.
People say, nigga, this way you going. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going to go eat some of this shit. Let me tell you something. These civilians, no, get the mics up to 100. I just seen y'all didn't do shit. Let's go ahead. The war has shown humanity that the West has never treated those different from themselves fairly, democratically, or peacefully. I doubt it. We treated people with too much kindness, and that's why they think we soft now. We will take over the country. Gay. That's your business, man. You ain't got to come here and announce it. I'm blocking you, man. He comes in and type gay in the chat. Like, you, okay, I'm proud of you. What the fuck you telling me for? Kimmy?
This is one of the kitchens behind New York City's most infamous jail, Rikers Island. Here, chefs work 24/7, making every meal for
Actually cooked in them kitchens.
3,800 staff and people in custody.
People say so many things, like the inmates cook the food. It's not true. We cook the food.
You lying bastard. Y'all had us up in there cooking. These civilians would be some lazy lima beans. I'm gonna tell you something, man. They make you do everything. You know what they do with each other? They flirt with each other and go behind the fucking refrigerator and fuck. Get them likes. No, get them likes up.
But while chefs are on their shift, they're locked in too. Inmates work alongside them in the kitchen, washing dishes and moving carts.
There's a distance between us. Here you can't treat them as friends. You know why they're here.
Man, that's a lot. These motherfuckers be more niggerish than the inmates.
Any given moment, violence could happen. You gotta have a sense of urgency when you're working back here.
Knives are chained to machinery, and can lids slide down a caged trash bin. Rikers Island is part of one of the costliest jail systems in the U.S.
GRVC, that's the beacon, y'all.
Yet it faces scrutiny over conditions and food quality. We went inside the jail's largest kitchen to see how thousands of meals are made and to find out how chefs, officers,
Bread ain't coming for shit.
and detainees work together behind the walls of Rikers.
I ran in trouble, sir.
Rikers Island is a complex of 10 jail buildings and the second largest jail.
God bless the innocent people over there, especially the ones that's fasting, man. You know, during this holy month of Ramadan. This is crazy, man. It's nasty work.
In America.
But let's look at Rikers.
It sits in the waters between the Bronx and Queens. Planes take off from LaGuardia Airport right next door. The only way onto the island is this skinny, nearly mile-long bridge.
That's a scary-ass bridge when you're going on over it. I'm telling you, man. You're going to rip your fucking face apart with a razor blade.
Many chefs take public transport to get to
Ozem Singer, that's the females building. For those that's not subscribed to my Instagram, go to Instagram, the real Mac Mean True Story.
to work, passing through half a dozen security gates on their way to the kitchen.
The first time I felt nervous,
all black COs, right?
Was when I heard that gate close behind me. That's the only time I was nervous.
Inside, it doesn't feel any less like a jail. There are cameras everywhere. All of them are monitored from the guard's office.
Back in the days, there was no cameras nowhere. You used to be able to steal all that shit.
8 officers watch the feed, guard the doors.
Patricia, the inmates do the cooking. They saying that shit for the camera because they supposed to have the civilians people cooking, but they be lazy. You gotta think we're cooking fucking 100 pounds of fucking rice. Oh, I thought I was getting a ticket. Right, 100 fucking pounds of rice or some shit. You know, I used to cook big. I'm talking about I used to make oatmeal and steam kettles that was enough to fit 2 fat bitches. You know what I'm saying? They hold 4 in the back, 2 if you're fat. That's that.
And search every food delivery for contraband. People in custody, or PIC.
What I'm trying to say is they're corrupt. You're not getting that job as a civilian cook unless you are corrupt. We will not allow you, you know, by we, I mean the time when I was in there, right? Would not allow you to be our civilian unless you were corrupt. If we found out you didn't have corrupt bones in you, we, you know, did shit to get you out of there. Think about it like your mom's as a new boyfriend and y'all hate him, and you got 3 brothers and sisters, so you steal shit from him, put shit in his shoes, put shit in the Kool-Aid. You know, you get them the fuck up out of here. That's what we did with the civilians that refused to comply. You know what I'm saying? Because this is half of your life essentially, or a portion of your life. You're gonna be around inmates. You gotta be free. You gotta know how to deal with inmates. Essentially, you become institutionalized too. They don't escape it, especially these motherfuckers that get stuck in there doing doubles, 16 hours a day all the time because alarm. Yo, we used to make them stay in there on purpose. They right at 7 hours and a half, cause an alarm and have them stay all night, and then that was the game, man. But yeah, they those motherfuckers right there are lazy. They make the inmates cook everything.
Can't touch the food. They're only allowed to wash dishes, clean, and push food wagons. Most people held at Rikers haven't been convicted of a crime. They're awaiting trial. Those who are serving time are sentenced to a year or less. Only chefs are allowed to touch the knives.
That's a lie. That's another lie. And those knives are not always chained up over there. If you see they have something on it where you can pull it off, you know what I'm saying? You take them knives all around. You know why I feel you got need a knife on all parts of the kitchen. You gotta keep running over here to tape. No, niggas is the knives is coming up off of it. They take your ID. They give you give them your ID and they give you possession of the knife. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Because they know if you up in there, you low security anyway. You're not about to stab nobody.
They're chained to heavy machinery at all times.
Hey, that's right. George Jail is a hustle. It's privately owned. You know, her Oprah got a lot of stock in the jails.
There's a reason for the knife on the chain. It's for security.
When chefs need to change stations, they get a guard from the office to unlock the knife and move it.
When you
Supposedly, but imagine any guard. I'm telling you, these people is lazy. Let's get the likes up, right? If you new hair type ones in the chat, right? They're lazy. Imagine the guard coming, the CO coming out of his office with his feet kicked up 30, 40 times an hour so you can move from one station to another. They not doing that shit. They give you the knife. They give the knife to who they trust and they take your ID. Like, yo, bring my shit back without no blood on it. That's it. Unless it's animal blood.
first started, it's a little awkward. Like the chain is either touching your hand or something, but you get used to it.
But officers also keep watch over objects that might seem harmless, like lids, which go straight into a caged trash can.
It's a lot of things. There's a lot of sharp
lies. I don't, you know what I mean? Them things I folded up and stashed, you know, with the intent of stabbing the motherfucker. Yeah, I had a piece of a radiator one time, man. Yo, bro, I broke every sink I had making bangers. Are we kidding? Let's not play. Let's not play. You know what I'm saying? Jail is fucked up. We almost had 100 likes. Go ahead and do 3 more likes. We got 100. Let's go. Right. Now, the big question yesterday that I was being asked, or something I proposed. Can a black man actually be racist? Can a black man be racist, y'all? Now, I bump into this video. This is a guy, right? Let me give him a like. Oh, I'm not even signed in, right? Anyway, he confronts a racist cult, he calls it, in LA, I think this is. This is in California, y'all. Check this out. Very interesting dialogue.
I'm Bryce.
Yeah, he got balls of steel because these Israelites, they nasty. These motherfuckers is nasty. These most racist. If you ask me, these are the most racist black motherfuckers I know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because racism is prejudice and stuff like that, right? Well, they say we hate the white man. That's racist enough for me. Racist is somebody that hates another race. So they tell you that they hate the white man. So we're not asking if they're racist. By definition, they definitely, absolutely are racist. Now, we have a ground to stand on? That's what we here to play this video for. We want to see what the young man confronts them with. Salute to him for having balls, because these motherfuckers are sharp. And they know how to move the goalposts too.
By the way,
George, they said the same thing yesterday. They say racism, you know what I'm saying, and prejudice are 2 different things. But when I went to the definition last night, the first thing it said, the very first word it said was prejudice. So prejudice can fall under racism. You know what I'm saying?
why? We're gonna see what happens.
Just look it up. Look it up for yourself. Just go to Google and just say, what is racism? You know what I'm saying? And first word is gonna say is prejudice. I swear to God. I just did it last night. You know, and I used to think like that too until I start breaking it down. I would say that up until the day before yesterday, that's the same thing I said. You know, it's the exact same thing I said. So I'm learning as I move along too. You know, I just learned this yesterday because I said it's different. You know what I mean? But it's no difference when somebody tells you that they hate your race. Let's say if a white man says, "I hate black people," will we say that he's prejudiced or will we say he's racist? Because these Israelites are saying, "I hate white people." You know, somebody tell you that they hate you, your race, then they're racist. You know what I'm saying? But if a white man says, I hate black people, you know?
Okay. Ask your question. They are the most high.
My parents raised me not to be a racist. You know what I'm saying? Crypto says stop the hate. Racism is hatred. And you know what's so bad about it is because I'm black, right? I'm not supposed to say that there are black racists, y'all. This is some of my peoples, because some of my peoples diehard Israelites. You know, my brother's a fucking Israelite, you know. But I think when you propagate this hatred, you know what I'm saying, which it is, when you say you hate anybody, you know what I mean? Even if you know, this to say you hate anybody is more a reflection of you, man. It's more of a reflection of you, man. My aunt passed away yesterday. I spoke to her son earlier, and you know what he said? Only thing she said was just, don't be angry. Love everybody. Love everything. That's what you got. You want to carry something else? That's your fucking business. Me, I'm moving. I'm moving peace. I don't hate nothing or nobody. Trust me, there was a time where I did. And I end up 20 years with that, because that's some undiagnosed shit you're gonna have to deal with. I had to go to a program called it was Baby Girl Wendy in the building, salute. It was called ART, anger management, AVP. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had to take programs to, you know, and what is a program? A command. I had to program my fucking mind to not be angry. You gotta have love. And you preach it. You don't have to hate somebody else to love yours, yo. But let's get into it.
Chosen people. The people that went by way of cargo slave ship are the most high.
Sorry, Patricia says I move with God, and that's the way you're supposed to move, godly.
Chosen people.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. What I heard you just say a second ago is that any other race other than Hispanic people.
Make it very clear that I'm not looking to one up on the religion. You know, I happen to be Muslim, and I happen to be a Muslim, right? I have no dog in the fight. I'm only looking for the truth.
And African American people were not made in the image of God. We're made in the image of Satan.
Yes. If any man have an ear, so it says, if any man have an ear, you got 2 ears on your head, right, Bryce?
I do.
Let him hear. So listen to this right here. He that leadeth killed us with the.
My boy said they dress like Aladdin, and I'll never get that, man. Why do they be dressing with all this funky work on? I ain't gonna lie, man. Most of them that I see on the street, they be dressed in a way where it look like they funky or something. Them clothes, you know what I mean? All that hot leather, and there's some freaky shit going on right there. Because when I go look up the porno, and I'm you know what I'm saying, and okay, but I'm saying the outfits that I made a mistake and watched. I mean, damn, the things I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Shit like they got Game of Thrones outfits on, man. These are, you got to think about somebody that puts this type of shit on, that looks in the mirror and puts a black leather vest on with a black leather boots on and spikes and shit like that and flags. Well, you got to think about, are you okay, my boy?
Sword, right? Y'all, you know, at a so-called black.
Like you and your man about to go to the club. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, my boy, why you got them boots on? Them boots is heavier than my car.
Man is gunned down every 25 hours. Read on. Must be killed with the sword. This is talking about what goes around comes around. The law of karma, right? Not my.
And look at Swift Star on the side of him. And look, father, nigga, I can hear you. Y'all got microphones here. Y'all got speakers. And look, we'll hear you. Are you trying to bring people to religion, or are you just promoting hate?
Words, but words of the Bible. Read on. Here is the patience and the faith of the saint. That's what the saints are patiently waiting for.
You know what that white boy was saying in his mind? I'm going to say it for him. That white boy was saying, nigga, please.
For y'all to go into captivity, because y'all had us in captivity. It's only fair.
And he low-key checkmate him. Watch this.
Bryce.
Okay, so let's say you stand before the heaven's gates, and God.
As I'm saying, I'm saying, Makusa. I'm saying, I'm Makusa. In there, Mama Makusa. I'm saying,
in the faith of a Mashiach Hawashai. So this is how we are going to get into the
Makusa.
faith in the faith of a Mashiach Hawashai. So this is how we are going to get into the kingdom of heaven, because we don't even know if we're going to make it. That's why we're Hawashai. So this is how we are going to.
Am I making fun of somebody? Let me. I don't know what he just said. I don't know what I'm making fun of. This just sound funny.
The faith in the faith of a Mashiach Hawashai.
See, who taught him how to talk like that?
So this is how we are going to get into the kingdom of heaven, because we don't even know if we're going to make it. That's why we're out here doing the work of the Most High. That's the faith that we have, that we are going to make it, keeping the commandments.
Interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Can I share my perspective?
Okay,
Well, actually, one more question.
Yeah.
One more question. What do you think of Jesus?
I admire this conversation so far because the black man spoke and he wasn't cut off not one time. Let's talk.
Christ.
Okay, now let's show you what he actually looks like. Let's read that.
No, wait, hold on. I don't want to know what he looks like. I want to know what you think about Jesus Christ.
I think that he's the Messiah. I think go to actually St. Luke chapter 1 and verse 67. This is what I think about him. And his father Zacharias was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied, saying, "Blessed be the most high power of Israel," of everybody, of Israel, of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Read on. "For he had visited and redeemed his people," the whole world. "He had visited and redeemed."
If that's not racist enough for you, they about to say that the white man's actually the devil.
His people. His is
Is that racist enough?
possessive pronoun. So what I think is that Hamashiach Yahushua is going to visit and redeem his people, right? Read on. "And have raised up a horn of salvation for us," for everybody, for us, "in the house of his servant David." You see that? So that's how I feel that he's going to redeem us, because we were the ones that were put into slavery.
You guys read out of the KJV, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go to the KJV to respect you
Nobody
guys.
says nothing about this type of racism. Hell yeah. There we go. Because it's all good. You know what I mean? Like to say that it's black owned. But what if we say that, if I told y'all that the name of my record company, which it is white owned records, would you allow your child to sign to me? Get in the chat. Nah, but for real, it's I'm at the 2-hour mark. I gotta get up out of here. Salute to everybody that pulled up today, man. You know what I'm saying? Do God's work, not the hard work. I got people to do things to see, right? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That's the top right. Hit the 3 dots. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that's new, that's popped up. You know what I'm saying? The great distraction. You're a little bit late, Penny, but we did entertain that a little bit earlier. You know what? Damn, man, I wish I could go farther with y'all, because I do want to show you about the Minneapolis rapper that killed his 2 cousins, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get ready to go. Salute to you motherfuckers in the chat. 500 and something votes. 54% of the people believe that Trump is not doing the work of God. Interesting. Very interesting. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna end that. Okay. All right. Y'all be good. Ms. Benzo, my friends, I love you, boo. All right. We out.